Carrying around fat around the core of your body can also be the core of many health problems. This next Ask the Medical Expert segment has been sponsored by Vitality Medical and Wellness Consulting. And joining me today is Dr. Amy Loden Tiffany. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, and this is a subject that so many people struggle with. I mean, belly fat or abdominal fat is one of the worst places that we can hold that fat, especially when our waistlines need to be measured. I mean, tell me a little bit why this area is a problem for so many people.
It's a problem partly because of genetics and biology. Our bodies, for thousands of years, have been told we need to store energy. That's all fat is. The problem becomes when that energy starts to have toxic, inflammatory effects on our health. And when we have it around our midline, we're much more likely to develop diabetes, insulin resistance, have more difficulty with risks of heart disease and stroke. So many negative things that you think of from a cardiometabolic state. And the good news is it's preventable and it's reversible.
I like that. You said it's a good news.
It's good news.
It is good news. And I like that we can reverse that belly fat, not only for physical appearances, but also for our health as well. You know, say our waistline should be measured annually.
Correct.
Why?
So most people don't realize that there's certain numbers that we know in medicine are linked to higher risk of insulin resistance and diabetes specifically. And we know that if we look at ethnicities, there's actually differences along that, and there's differences along gender. Most of the time, that specific vital sign is not done at your wellness visit. And so the next time someone's there, they need to say, please measure my waistline, and recognize that the waistline does not mean where your belly button is. There's specific anatomical marks. And so the person measuring needs to know how to do this.
Okay, now see, this I didn't know. They say this is your waist right here. Just follow the line around your belly button. This is why people need to come visit you.
This is why, yes. Education is power.
Education is power. And again, knowledge, but access to the knowledge. That's why you're here with us today. Yes. And we also know that nutrition choices matter as well.
They do.
Why should we be watching what we're putting in our mouths?
So in the ease and convenience of our current world, it's so fun to just grab something that tastes good and labeled healthy, right? That's the worst thing we can do. I guarantee you eat that type of food, your belly's gonna expand. Instead, choosing foods that are much more like what our ancestors ate in their most clean and whole form is the best for our waistline.
I mean, we know that that processed food is linked to inflammation.
Yes.
And it really is, for lack of better words, you're the doctor, but it's terrible for us, right?
It's horrible. Just stop.
We don't want any of that, right? And we talked about, you know, that insulin resistance. What can cause insulin resistance in our body?
Insulin resistance comes when we're constantly having higher inflammation, specifically higher glucose levels than we really should. And our body just stops listening to itself. It stops hearing the signals to turn it down. And when that happens, we're put into an inflammatory state that just escalates our risk for having problems in other areas.
We don't want that at all.
No.
And again, just eating those sugars or eating those sugars that aren't really sugar, but they come in those yellow and blue and pink packs, right?
Correct.
Not good for us at all. Now, people always think, okay, well, even if I eat bad, I can go to the gym, I'll work a little bit harder, I'll run 10 more minutes on the treadmill, I'll walk 30 more minutes this afternoon. It's not really working though, is it?
No, you can't out-exercise a bad diet.
Ooh.
And as much as that would be nice, right? Let's go, let's exercise, and then we'll go have our big celebratory dinner after. It's not an even balance. And that's one of the biggest myths that I see harm people. The other one is that I can't afford to eat healthy, and that's not true either. I'm not gonna say it's not more difficult because it can be tricky, but with the right strategy, with accountability and a plan, it is actually doable.
Okay, well, you've already dropped so many gems today. Where can people go if they're interested in learning more about what you're providing to St. Louis and your approach that's different from many medical doctors?
Absolutely. So the easiest place to go is just to our website, vitalitymwc.com, and you'll see a whole array of information. Some of that is for our members, but we've also included free public-facing information to help everyone in our community.
So, well, St. Louis, a lot of resources right here. She dropped so many nuggets, and you can again head to their website, vitalitymwc.org. If you're interested in really living a life full of vitality, you can go ahead and pick up the phone, give them a call, 314-695-8525. Dr. Loden Tiffany really is a gem here in our community with some certifications as well as knowledge that really set her apart from the rest. You can learn more at her website, again, vitalitymwc.org.